I want to start this channel by telling you something I do not talk about easily. I do not have a mother. I mean, she is alive. She is out there somewhere in Florida, where I grew up, where I spent the first 18 years of my life, trying to understand why I was never quite enough for her. She struggled with depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder. She had problems with alcohol and drugs. And she was a narcissist, which, if you know, you know. And if you don't know, I am going to be talking about it a lot on this channel because I spent decades not knowing there was even a word for what I grew up inside of. By the time I was 14 years old, I had already started grieving her, not because she died, because she was right there and completely gone at the same time. That is a specific kind of loss that nobody really talks about. The loss of a living parent, the loss of the mother you needed and never got. I am telling you this first, before I tell you my name, before I tell you my credentials, before I tell you anything else. Because this channel is called Motherhood Unfiltered. I am not interested in starting it with anything other than the truth. And the truth is, everything I know about being a mother, I learned in spite of mine. So, hi, I am Maeve Calloway. Based on my resume, I am pretty smart. I have my doctor of pharmacy. I work at a pretty big job in the pharmaceutical industry, which is a very long way of saying I spent a lot of years in school and I work very hard. My daughters think my job is boring because I cannot really explain it to a 5-year-old. I have been married to my husband for almost 16 years. And we have 3 girls. One is in middle school, which if you have a tween, you already know I need no further explanation. 2 are in elementary school, which means my house is loud and someone is always looking for a hair tie. I grew up in Florida. I now live on the water in New York, which sounds incredibly glamorous, and I must be so lucky, right? I built my life from the ground up. I had nothing growing up. Nothing was given to me, nothing was handed to me, and for a long time, nothing felt stable. The life I have now, the career, the daughters, the house near the water, I built it, piece by piece. Often while dragging really heavy things from my past behind me. I have also been in therapy long enough that I consider it a non-negotiable. Not because something is wrong with me, because I am committed to doing the work, and I genuinely believe that the work you do on yourself is the most important parenting you will ever do. Okay, so things I wish someone had told me before I became a mom. Let's get into it. Number 1, the love is going to terrify you. I knew I would love my kids. I did not know it would feel like a threat. The first time I held my oldest daughter, I remember thinking I am not safe anymore because now there is this person in the world, and if anything ever happens to her, I will not survive it. Nobody told me that motherhood would make me feel that exposed, that vulnerable, that completely without armor. Nobody told me the love would feel dangerous. And honestly, it does. It still does. Number 2, you are going to lose yourself. And that is not the tragedy. The tragedy is pretending it is not happening. There is a version of you that existed before children. She had hobbies and full sentences and probably slept. She made decisions without consulting 3 other people's schedules. She did not know what the inside of a pediatric urgent care looked like on a Saturday night. That version of you does not disappear, but she changes significantly. And nobody warned me to grieve her a little, to say goodbye properly before I walked through the door of motherhood and let it close behind me. What I know now, the woman you become on the other side of losing yourself to motherhood. She is someone worth meeting. But you are allowed to miss who you were first. Number 3, your own childhood is going to show up uninvited. This one hit me harder than anything else. Because I thought I had done enough work. I thought I had put enough distance between myself and my upbringing. And then I had daughters of my own. And every unhealed thing came right back to the surface, not to hurt me, but to ask me what I was going to do with it. The way your mother spoke to you, lives in your body. The things that were done or not done for you, they are in there. The moment you have children, they start asking to be looked at. That is not a punishment. That is an invitation. The invitation to break the cycle. To decide consciously what you are going to carry forward and what stops with you. That work is the hardest thing I have ever done. It is also the thing I am most proud of. Number 4, you can be doing everything right and still feel like you are failing every single day. You can have the career and the degrees and read all the parenting books and still stand in the kitchen at 11 p.m. eating cold chicken nuggets off your kid's plate, completely depleted, wondering what is happening to your life. You can love your children more than you knew was humanly possible and still cry in a parking lot before you walk into work because the guilt of leaving them is real and the exhaustion is real and nobody prepared you for how much you would feel all of it at the same time. That is not failure. That is motherhood. And if you have felt that way, and I know you have, I need you to hear me say that feeling does not mean you are doing it wrong. It means you care. It means you are in it. It means you are real. This channel is called Motherhood Unfiltered. And I want to tell you exactly what that means. It means I am not going to perform motherhood for you. I am not going to show you a clean house or a perfect morning routine, or a child who has never thrown a full dinner plate on the floor because she did not want the green part touching the white part. I am going to talk about the things that actually happen. The working mom guilt, the grief of estrangement, the specific kind of exhaustion that comes from parenting without a blueprint from being someone who never had the mother she needed, and now has to figure out how to be one anyway. And I am going to make you laugh, because if you cannot laugh at the fact that your 5-year-old just told a complete stranger at the grocery store that mommy cries sometimes but she says it is fine, then honestly, what are we even doing? I want to end this first video with something I do not say easily. I am terrified of being my mother. Not because I think I am. Not because the evidence points that way, it does not. My daughters are loved. They know it. I show up for them in ways I never experienced, every single day. But that fear, that specific, quiet 2 a.m. fear that some version of her is living somewhere inside of me, it does not fully go away. And I have learned to sit with it instead of run from it. Because the fear means I am paying attention. The fear means I care about getting it right. I did not have a mother who modeled what I am trying to build. I did not have someone who showed me what it looks like to apologize, to regulate, to choose your children first. I am learning that in real time, in therapy and hard conversations, in the moments when I catch myself about to say something I swore I never would and I stop. I am not a perfect mother. I am not going to be. But I am a mother who is really trying to give my 3 daughters something I never had, a safe place to land. That is why I am here. That is why this channel exists. And if any piece of what I just said sounded like your life, if you recognize something in those words, then you are exactly who I made this for. Subscribe if you want to stick around. I will be here every week. Honest, a little chaotic, always real. Drop a comment and tell me, what do you wish someone had told you before you became a mom? I am going to read every single one. In this first season especially, I want to know who is here. I want to know your story. And if you are watching this and you are the daughter of a narcissist, or you grew up without the mother you needed, or you are trying to break a cycle you did not ask to be part of, and I see you. I am going to be making a lot of content for you specifically. You are not alone in this. I am Maeve Calloway. This is Motherhood Unfiltered. And I will see you next week.